Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Lessons at Fingertips. Here we are going to discuss on some important topics in really simple words so that it's easier for you all to understand and keep things in mind. But today our topic of discussion is not going to be something subject related or commerce or economics, but I am trying to make a social awareness with you. It's just to spread our social awareness and to remove a social stigma. A stigma related to cleft lip or cleft palate. Many of you don't even know what is cleft lip or cleft palate. So to make you all aware of this, that so many people are suffering, so many babies are suffering. Yes, the babies are the one who suffer from this. So I want you all to at least know what is cleft lip and cleft palate and how you can help people, how you can make people aware regarding this. So let's begin with the topic. As the first slide appears, you can see it's written cleft lip and cleft palate. Remove the social stigma and spread awareness. Cleft lip and cleft palate are facial and oral malformations that occurs at the very early stages of pregnancy while the baby is still developing inside the mother. Cleft results when there is not enough tissue in the mouth or lip area, or sometimes the tissues that is available does not join together properly. Cleft lip or cleft palate can occur on both sides of the mouth. As the lip and palate develop separately, it is possible to have a cleft lip without a cleft palate, a cleft palate without a cleft lip, or both together. So basically, cleft lip or cleft palate does not occur after the birth but happens during the pregnancy itself because of the deficiency of the availability of tissues or spatial cells during the formations of mouth or the lip areas or maybe the nose areas even. So when the tissues grows from both side of our head and attached comes together in between, during this period, if the tissues or the cells are not available, they can be deficient because of any reason. We will come to the causes, but it can be there may be the deficiency, and because of the deficiency, it doesn't come together properly, and the formation doesn't happen. And because of this, there occurs the cleft lip or cleft palate. Now guys, let's move on to the next slide, and in the next slide we will be discussing in detail what is cleft lip. So as you can see, for cleft lip, the lip forms between the 4th and the 7th week of the pregnancy. As a baby develops during pregnancy, body tissue and spatial cells from each side of the head grows towards the center of the face and join together to make the face. This joining of tissue forms the facial features like the lips and the mouth. A cleft lip happens if the tissue that makes up the lip does not join completely before the birth. This results in an opening in the upper lip. The opening in the lip can be a small slit or it can be a large opening that goes through the lip into the nose. A cleft lip can be on one side of the lip or on both sides, even in the middle of the lip. Cleft lip can be basically of three types. One is unilateral incomplete, unilateral complete, or bilateral complete. So before I show you the pictures of three types of cleft lip, let me explain you a little bit about the cleft lip. So what is it? It's during the 4th and the 7th week of pregnancy when our facial structures like lip, nose or mouth develops. And because of the deficiency of the availability of tissues or spatial cells, this cannot form properly. And because of that, the baby have what? Cleft lip. What is it? It can be a small slit or it can be a large opening that goes through the lip to the nose. So it can be anything. A cleft lip can be on one side of the lip or maybe on both the sides of the lip. So it's just a deformity. It's just a deformity that occurs because, uh, Yes, because there is deficiency of the cells or the tissues. So now I am sharing with you all the pictures of unilateral incomplete cleft lip. How does that look? Unilateral complete and the bilateral complete cleft lip. So here are the pictures as you can see, and you can see the difference between all three of them. So now let's move on to the cleft palate. What is cleft palate? The roof of the mouth is basically called as the palate, and it is formed between the 6th and the 9th week of the pregnancy. A cleft palate happens if the tissues that make up the roof of the mouth does not join together completely during pregnancy. For some babies, both the front and the back parts of the palates are open. It occurs because of the failure of mesodermal migration. Sometimes the opening in the palate can connect with an opening in the gums and the lip. These orofacial clefts are some of the most common birth defects. Most kids can have surgery to repair them early in their life. So you see, the main problem is many of the people don't even know that this can be recovered. It can be recovered. The child can get a normal life. The baby can get a normal life just by some simple operations and some therapies. So that is the main reason why I'm making this video, to make you all understand what are these cleft lip or cleft palate and how it's very much recoverable. Okay. So basically the mouth we have the, the partition that we have, the top, the roof of the mouth, that is called as the palate, and that is formed during the 6th and the 9th week of pregnancy. So when the cleft palate actually happens, why? Because the roof is not formed properly. Because of the deficiency of the tissues or the special cells, the roof of the mouth is not formed properly. And if the roof is not formed properly, you can see the picture here that if the roof is not formed properly, the nasal chamber and the mouth are coming together. So definitely the child will face the problem in having food or breathing. So every time the child is going to face problem. So that's the thing happens with cleft palate. Now let's study that what are the problems that occurs. Well, children with both cleft lip or cleft palate, or with only cleft palate alone, have problems with feeding and speaking clearly, and can also have hearing infections which causes hearing problems, that is ear infections. They suffer from tooth decay and other various dental problems. Cleft lip or palate not only affects a child physically but also psychologically. Now let's discuss this a bit elaborately. First one is eating problems. With a separation or opening in the palate, food and liquids can pass from the mouth back through the nose. Usually babies can learn how to eat and feeding is not a problem. Usually they learn, but in the early stages of their life, it's a big problem to feed them because they are incapable of even having their mother's milk. Because the nasal chamber, the mouth, those are not separated. The force cannot be extracted. Then second is the ear infections and hearing loss. Children with cleft lip are at increased risk of ear infections. Why? Since they are more prone to fluid buildup in the middle ear. If they are not treated, ear infections can cause hearing loss. So it's very important to treat cleft lip or cleft palate early in the life. Next we have there is speech problems. You see that a child who have this cleft palate or cleft lip may also have trouble in speaking. These children's voices don't carry well. The voice may take on a nasal sound and the speech may be difficult to understand after palate repair. Not all children have this problem, and surgery can fix the problem entirely. Now the thing is, even after surgery, sometimes the child faces problem in speaking. Why? Because the child is already used to speaking for in that way for a long period of time, but that can be recovered. How? By speech therapy. So that is done, that is already given. Next comes to the dental problem. Children with clefts are prone to many dental problems, including a greater number of cavities, missing extra, malformed or displaced teeth that needs to be treated, a defect of the alveolar ridge, the bony upper gum that contains the teeth. A defect in the alveolus can displace, tip, or rotate permanent teeth, prevent teeth from appearing, prevent the alveolar ridge from forming, or cause premature loss of canine and incisor teeth. So these are the few dental problems that a child is going to face who is having a cleft lip or a cleft palate. Now what we are going to do is discuss about the causes that leads to cleft lip or cleft palate. Some children have cleft lip or palate because of the change in the genes, or some because of some environmental factors. Doctors cannot surely state the cause, but with time they have analyzed, they have identified few of the various possibilities that may be the reason for cleft lip or cleft palate. There seems to be a greater chance of the newborn having cleft if a sibling, parent, or other relatives has had the problem. So it's basically genetic. If cleft lip or cleft palate is there in the genes, then the child is very much, it's the huge possibility that the child is going to suffer from this. But again, keeping thing in mind that it is recoverable. Women, now some other causes let us discuss here. Women who tend to smoke or drink during pregnancy are more likely to have a baby with an orofacial cleft than women who doesn't. Next is diabetic women before pregnancy also tend to have a baby with orofacial cleft. Third one is use of certain medicines during pregnancy, especially anticonvulsant medicines, acne treatment medicines, or containing accutane or methotrexate, a drug commonly used for treating cancer and arthritis, or the one to treat epilepsy. These are some medicines because of which, consuming which, can cause cleft lip or cleft palate in the child and the baby. Not only this, in countries like India, who are quite poor, the percentage of poor people are so much. And as I have worked with this non-profit organization, I have seen from in the grassroots level itself that how the mothers are so much malnourished. They do not have proper nutrition. And if the mother is malnourished, is not having proper nutrition, then how do you expect that the child is going to have proper nutrition? And if proper nutrition is not there, then how are the tissues or the cells going to develop? It's not possible. So that is another reason. Next very prominent reason is early marriage. When in countries like India, in the developing countries, here, especially in the village area, you will see, still now you will see that the women, they get married very early and they have babies very early. So at the age of 16, 17, 18, these are not the ages to have babies, you see, because the woman itself is not so much developed to give birth. So that time, the child, they tend to have this kind of problem. Also in the village area, the women, they tend to, brush their teeth with tobacco or consume tobacco directly. So that is also a reason for having cleft lip or cleft palate in the child. So now let's move on to some important data. As in United States, you will see that about 1 in every 1600 babies is born with both cleft lip and cleft palate, having both. 1 in every 2800 babies are born with cleft lip but without a cleft palate. And 1 in every 1700 baby is born with cleft palate in United States. So you see, in United States, it's very common to have both cleft lip and palate, not in single, right? Next, among different races, if we see, in whites we have what, 1 out of every 800 is having this problem. In blacks, 1 out of every 2000 is having this problem. And among the Japanese and Indians, you see that 1 out of every 500 is having this problem. It is also seen that the males are affected more than the females for both cleft lip and palate. Only for cleft palate, if you see, the females are more affected than that of the males. It is also seen that the unilateral defects are mostly found in kids and the bilateral defects are quite a bit rare. So you have already seen what is the unilateral defects and what is the bilateral defects. So it is, you can see from here is that the unilateral defects are more common than that of the bilateral defects. It is also seen that among the unilateral defects, the defects are basically mostly in the left sided. So I hope you guys are understanding as I have put some important data on the basis of the races or on the basis of the countries itself, that this disease, this is not a disease actually, this deformity is quite a bit common, isn't it? And it's just we need to be aware enough to make people know that this is recoverable. How you can contact, you can search in Google, you can do you can just search it, you will be able to see that there are lots of places where it's done for free, the operations are done for free and it's totally recoverable. But if it's not done, then the child is going to face a problem throughout its life, psychologically as well as definitely physically. So I hope you guys have liked this video. Please share with your friends and do subscribe to my channel and hit a like if you find it informative. Thank you. Bye bye.